Welcome to Thesis Talk. Hi, I'm Dr. Dhana Sahai. Let's start today's informative session. So today we are going to discuss on anthropological research. We will be exploring various types of research within the field of anthropology. So we majorly found 8 research in anthropology. So we can go one by one with the objective, methods and examples. So number one is ethnographic research. Ethnographic research is the detailed description of any culture or a group of social group. So for example, living with a remote tribe to document their daily lives and customs is a example of ethnographic research. Second is archaeological research, that is to study human remains, that is to study the human remains of the past society through material remains. So for example, excavating artifacts from an ancient city to understand its economic structure is an example of archaeological research. Number 3 is biological anthropological research. It is to study the biological as well as physical aspect of human and their ancestors. So, for example, analyzing skeletal remains to investigate the pattern of health and diet in ancient population is an example of biological anthropological research. Number 4 is linguistic anthropological research. So it's about to study language in its social and cultural context. For example, researching how language variation influence social identity in multicultural communities is an example of linguistic anthropological research. Number 5 is cultural anthropological research. This is to study the cultural variation among human society. For example, comparing marriage rituals among different cultures to understand kinship structures is an example of cultural anthropological research. Number 7 is medical anthropological research. This research is to study the impact of cultural factors on health and illness. So it is very important research in nowadays in anthropological research. For example, investigating traditional healing practices and their integration with modern healthcare system is an example of medical anthropological research. Number 8 is environmental anthropological research. This is to study the relationship between human and their environment. And for this is assessing the environmental knowledge and practices of indigenous community facing ecological changes. So these examples indicates that how different types of anthropological research are applied to understand the various aspects of society, human societies, both past and present. With this, I thank you all for listening to me.